All right, we're continuing. It's the day 4 of speaking good about the land of Israel and falling in love with our holy land. Our land is so precious and good. Let's try to get to feel it and to want it so much so that we can resist but to move all there. So we continue with Orot. We switch back and forth. He says, the Rav Kook, that says like that. This stance from awareness of the mysteries produces a distorted awareness of the sanctity of the land of Israel. So, because the land of Israel is something so deep and so precious and so many hidden secrets behind it. So someone who doesn't know a bit of Kabbalah, doesn't know a bit about death, he just looks at the land of Israel just as any regular land. It's just earth. No, it's not. The earth is a vessel for the spiritual world, and therefore different places have different energies and different qualities, and unless one knows Kabbalah and learns the powers of each nation and each country and each other, one doesn't know what's hidden in it, what's the preciousness of it, and how to use it. Rav Shlomo HaMelech was able to know all the pathways, the spiritual pathway that went through the land of Israel, and use all of them. Due to alienation from the secret of God, the higher qualities of the depths of godly life are reduced to trivia that do not penetrate the depth of the soul. So because we don't understand the deeper way of how we do mitzvah, the deeper way of to live, and how we can be connected to God and to the spiritual we do it, then we're not able to connect to the depth, to our neshama, we cannot feel it and experience it inside. When this happens, the most mighty force is missing from the soul. Is missing from the soul of nation and individual, and Galus finds favor essentially. So it's like we're in exile. Our soul almost is in exile. We don't know the secrets. We don't know the deeper meaning of why we do things. We don't understand what's happening, and therefore we are the soul of the nation and of the Jewish people as a country. The whole country is in exile, and as well as individual. So to one who grasps only the outer surface, nothing fundamental is lost with the loss of land, sovereignty, and all the ingredients of an intact nation. For such a person, the expectation of salvation is but a branch that never connects in the depths of Jewish awareness. So, because it's not something, for someone in exile and someone who is not deeply connected to the essence of things, so he looks at the land. Okay, we're in exile, we're not there, but it would be nice to be there. We don't understand that we're completely disconnected from the true essence. I mean, we're in exile from the true truth about the land of Israel. This itself attests to the lack of understanding in such a lifeless approach. We do not negate any conception based on rectitude and awe of heaven of any form, only the aspects of such an approach that desires to negate the mysteries and their great influence on the spirits of the nation. This is a tragedy that we must combat with counsel and understanding, with holiness and courage. So the key is really, and that's one of the reasons we're doing that too also, is that we have to try to understand the deeper meaning of the land of Israel through the works of Kabbalah, through the different teachings that are deep, and we need to change ourselves to become deeper, become researchers of truth, of secrets, of mysteries, to become more spiritual. Because unless I don't work on my spirituality and connecting to the Torah and the mitzvot and my life with God, I don't meditate and connect to God, then I'm not going to be able to have the true desire for the land of Israel. We should have as much desire for the land of Israel as a man has a desire for a woman, or as a woman has a desire for a man, not to be alone, the pleasure, the love, the desire, the unity, all that. In the same way, when we feel, that we want a connection, we're longing for connection with God, the salvation, that's what we should feel for the land of Israel. And because we don't understand it, we're in exile inside of us, our emotions, our understanding is exiled, and we cannot appreciate it. Okay, so let's continue a little bit more. Independent Israelite creation. You know what? I don't want to make too much of all in one shot, because each one is very deep. It's kind of a meditation on itself. I want to switch to the teaching of Harav Tzvi Yehuda HaKohen Kook, also Rav Kook, but his son, and I think it's powerful to read what it says here too. But the land of Eretz Israel. Okay, here we go. Here we start. Okay, listen to that. Very powerful thing stuff also. Rav Tzvi Yehuda continued his talk with an interesting insight mentioned in the book Chesed LeAvraham, a very Kabbalistic book written by Rabbi Avraham Azulai, who died in Hebron approximately 350 years ago, in the year 5404. He writes that the first night a person comes to Eretz Israel, the land of Israel, his soul rises to a spiritual world during sleep. She then returns in the morning from its nocturnal wandering. Normally, the same soul returns after sleep. But after coming to Israel, a remarkable change takes place. After a person breathes and absorbs the air of Eretz Israel, he is transformed. When he awakens, his first morning in Israel, he has a new soul. It explains in the commentary, let's explain in Chesed LeAvraham, if a man is outside the land of Israel, he has a soul of lesser celestial forces. Because when you sleep, your location where you sleep, even though your soul is spiritual, it goes up, the location, what we say, it connects to the spiritual powers that are above that land, that control that land, that directs that land, like the stars. If he merits to enter the land of Israel, a soul from a newly created source comes to him and clothes itself with his old soul. So you have your soul. It's not that you're completely different. You have your own soul, but attach itself an extra soul, so to speak, an extra forces, energy that it's as if you go say to Israel, you go into the mikveh, and therefore you connect to a higher part of your soul. You're more in touch with the energy. Israel is a place of collectivity, of unity, and therefore you bound yourself to something even deeper and higher with all the people who live there. The first night he sleeps in Eretz Israel, both souls depart from him and rise to worlds above. And in the morning, only a new soul returns. That's what the Chesed LeAvraham says. Whatever that means. No, he's saying the old self. When you go down and sleep in Israel, there's actual transformation. You have the old self, the soul, meaning the way it was before, and the soul the way it is now. I really believe it means like similar to when you go to mikveh. I know when I went in Israel, I almost didn't need to sleep. I have an energy that is incredible. So it's different. You can feel it. Rav Tzvi Yehuda explains that this phenomenon in detail. Normally, we view the physical world as reality, but Rav Tzvi Yehuda taught us that this was only a partial truth. In actuality, the spiritual world is more real than the physical world, says the Baal Shem Tov too. We don't always recognize this, but our forefathers did. In Yaakov's dream, upon his departure from Israel, he sees a ladder with angels going up and coming down. The angels who ascend are angels who accompany him in the land of Israel. And the angels who come down are the angels who accompany him on his descent into exile. When Yaakov returns to the land, he once again sees this change of celestial guard, only this time in reverse. When the sun rises, he's not the same Yaakov, right? That's when the angel blesses him. His soul has been transformed, and he said, your name shall no longer be Yaakov, but Israel. And we know Yaakov Israel is like the heel and the head, Rosh El, and Yaakov is from Ekev. So it's you go from, you are in touch with the highest potential, so to speak. The higher part of yourself. So there's a unique connection that happens only in the land of Israel. The Gaon of Vilna echoes this idea by saying that a person isn't complete until he comes to the land of Israel. Meaning, right, Yerushalayim is an O that is complete, it's a place of completeness. On the verse, Vayavo Yaakov Shalem Ir Shechem, and Yaakov came to Shalem, to the city of Shechem. The Gaon of Vilna explains Shalem in its meaning of wholeness and says that Yaakov wasn't complete until he came to Eretz Israel. What happened to Yaakov is a sign of for his children, and for the national transformation and completion which the Jewish people are experiencing today. As the prophet says, for I will take you from among the nations and gather you out of all countries and will bring you into your own land. A new heart I will also give you, a new spirit I will put within you, and you shall dwell in the land which I gave to your fathers, and you shall be my people, and I will be your God. Rav Tzvi Yehuda pointed to the order of the verse. Only after we return to the land and are influenced by its special transforming powers are our true healthy spirits renewed. So we see again the tremendous secret and power of the land of Israel, that it's a very unique place, and we have to learn to appreciate it. And God willing, little by little, we will fall in love and finally all move there to be a light into the nation. The light, right? The light is in Yerushalayim. It's the source of the light. So we have to go at the root where the generator, the main source of the generator of light is, so that we can reconnect to it, reinfuse ourselves with it, gain that full energy, and then spread into the whole world. במהרה בימינו, ברוך ה' לעולם, אמן ואמן.